Hello and welcome back to another week of Sambo iRacing. We're back in the Super Formula Lights, this time at the wonderful Red Bull Ring for what promises to be another excellent week of racing. If you're new to my channel, we do a hot lap, then a breakdown lap, then we are back in the cockpit one final time with the driving line on. Any questions, let me know in the comments. This is using the fixed setup and the brake bias is shown on the wheel cam. Let's start the hot lap.
Right, let's go. So we're smashing it down the main straight. And we're going to brake at roughly the 75 meter mark. So halfway between the 100 and the 50, down to fourth gear. As you can see there on the telemetry, it's a sharp brake, quick trail off. And we're smashing it up the hill. Brake bias is shown on the wheel cam on the bottom right of the screen at the minute. And again, roughly about the 75 meter mark. Sharply down to second gear, picking back up on the gas. It almost feels like it bogs down there, but it just about makes it through. And this is low fuel and fixed setup. Now we're braking once again at roughly the 75 meter mark. So if you do have the driving line on, you need to get used to not braking where it tells you to in the SFL. Roughly the 50 board here, down to fifth gear, back on the gas, nice and smooth. Just a lift as we go through turn 7. We're going to head back over to the left-hand side. We're just going to do a lift in 6th gear, back on the gas at the apex. Exit nice and wide, don't get the off-track, little dab on the brakes, down to 5th, exit nice and wide. Is pinned back for the line, and over and across we go in a 1:22.4. Right, let's do the breakdown. Breakdown lap. So, first braking marker, as you can see, we're moving the center of our car over the rumble strip, so our left-hand tires are over the green. I'm going to start braking at roughly the 75 meter mark. So we start braking now. We don't brake overly hard, only up to about 55%. Then it's a sharp trail off, and we pick back up on the gas at the apex. I don't know if I already mentioned the track temp and the air temp. So it's air temp 19.45, track temp 20.55. Right, and again, we're going to be braking roughly at the 75 meter board. This time we brake slightly harder, briefly up to about 70%. I'm going to try and smoothly trail that off, unlike my horrendous telemetry graph there. And then we're picking back up on the gas just as we go through the apex. And as I say, it does feel like it bogs down a little bit. I did try first, I did try second, and second was marginally faster. But first was more realistic if you're not carrying enough speed. Right, for this next corner here at turn 4, roughly the 75 again. So we're going to go under that bridge or under that banner. As soon as we do, we're on the brakes. And again, not braking overly hard in this car. It's got great brakes. We're just trying to ease it down in 3rd gear, back on the gas at the apex. That's another one where it's almost in between 2nd and 3rd, but 3rd is definitely faster if you're doing it right. Now we're looking for the 50 board, and again, we're not braking particularly hard here, briefly up to about 30%, and then we're trailing that off, picking back up, there we go, to 100% before we even get halfway through the corner. Just letting it understeer out, this is fine, need to keep the center of the car over this line here. And now we're just going to do a lift when we get to the end of the coloured asphalt here. Back up to 100%. Just a lift, as you can see. Now we just do a lift at the 50, exit nice and wide, and again, I'm right at the limit of where you can go. Anything over to the left of me is an off-track. And once we get to the end of the Austrian flag, just on the left of me here, little dab on the brakes, only up to about 25%. Trail that off, leaving it in 5th gear, and you can see I'm already picking back up on the gas at the apex. Exit nice and wide, and again, anything to the left of me is an off-track. If you think, Sam, how do you know all this? It's because I spent an hour doing this, and I know exactly where the off-tracks are. It's a fun track. Right. That is the breakdown. We've got one final version coming up next with the driving line on without me talking. Enjoy. Or don't. It's up to you.